Come to me, my children. Follow the sound of my voice to receive thy blessings. Unburden yourself.
Ow! 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 Ow!
And welcome to the Church of Last Resort with the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll. The Church of Last Resort, where your prayers are heard, your sins forgiven, and no matter what you believe, you won't believe this shit. And now, the Irreverent Reverend, the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll. Good morning, brothers and sisters. It is a blessed day. I hope it's really, really beautiful where you are today, no matter what day it is, no matter what time it is. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that a lot, what time it is. And I'm not talking in the biblical sense where they go, what time is it? No, I'm talking about in the practical sense, like, what time is it? You know what I'm saying? Did you remember to set your clocks forward an hour? In other words, did you remind yourself to cheat yourself out of an hour of sleep? Or are you going to just wake up and go, what the fuck? So, yeah. But before I get to that, let me introduce myself to those who are just tuning in out of accident, like they just meant to set the clock, but somehow they turned into the Church of Last Resort. They go, I was only trying to lose an hour. Now I'm losing my fucking mind. All right. So, good morning, brothers and sisters. I am the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll, PhD, DDS, ADHD, DST, MCMLIX, and welcome, one and all, to the Church of Last Resort. Let us begin, as we always begin, in the name of George Carlin, Robin Williams, and Richard Pryor. Can I get a fuck yeah?
Fuck yeah!
Oh, Lord, have mercy. Let us pray. You can bow your heads if you want. I won't know the difference. Or you can look at my face and see me pretend to bow like this. But I'm not bowing. I'm really just reading like this. Okay? Let us pray. Dear deity of daylight, why daylight saving time without the S? The second S. It's not savings, it's daylight saving time. Why? And what? What were you thinking? Because you did that. Again, because you did that, I'm doing this. I'm fucking things up. And it's not just me. Lord, it's everyone. Even peoples whose cultures don't observe daylight saving time are affected by daylight saving time. Can I get a good answer? Lord, there are going to be a lot of unforced errors over the next week while we adjust to this loss of an hour of sleep, or not sleep, as I call it. Yeah, if you lose an hour sleep, then you didn't sleep for that hour. For example, and I mean for, F-O-U-R, because that's how many people, or how many more people would be watching had they not overslept because of daylight saving time. Those people are going to misinterpret your word, unless they can catch up within the next few seconds. Can I get a Jeopardy theme? That's what I'm talking about. Those of you who were smart enough or fortunate enough, you've just caught up. that dirt you made up for that last hour in those past few seconds. You're saying that doesn't make sense. That's right. And neither does daylight saving time. Just don't fucking make sense. Okay. I'm still praying though. We're still praying. God of goodness, please bless the entire behind the scenes crew at the Church of Last Resort. Keep them healthy. May my sermon not keep them awake so that they can get some rest. They get up early for this and for what? Can I get an answer for that? Finally, minddogtv.com, the place to go to get your Church of Last Resort gear, like this beautiful mug here, or this beautiful, beautiful shirt right here, beautiful shirt. And one day, maybe we'll have the boxers to match, or the briefs, or the commando version of the Church of Last Resort. And that's where you just get this beautiful face painted on your naughty parts. That's the commando version. We'll sell that one too, maybe in the future. Once we sell a little more shirts, so we can have the undergarments printed. But you could also get the aprons and things like that. There's a whole bunch of things. Or you could just go there and get yourself something really beautiful, like a minddogtv.com mug. Look at that beautiful mug. But today, as always, I'm all bump and no coffee for the Lord. Thank you. Thank you, Lord. Thank you. So, in the name of George Carlin, Robin Williams, Richard Pryor, can I get a fuck? Yeah, y'all.
Fuck yeah!
Brothers and sisters, I'm going to tell you right now, if I'm known for anything, then I'm known for something. I'm surprised that I'm known for anything. I'm known for telling the truth. I don't lie to you. I'm known for being forthright and honest. And in being forthright and honest, or back in the day they call it third right? But today I'm forthright and honest. I almost didn't make it to you this morning. Almost didn't make it. And not because of daylight saving time. And notice again, I'm saying saving time. It's not savings. Okay, you can drop that second S. As a matter of fact, you can save yourself that S and use that S a little bit later when you're like out there talking to someone and they know you're full of S and you just need another S to keep the S going because they don't, you don't want them to know. Or maybe you're not full of S and you need that extra S. Take it off at the end of savings because it's daylight saving time. All right. But it's not because of daylight saving time that I almost didn't make it. The truth be known, I'm feeling a little under the weather and have been feeling a little under the weather. Although, to be honest, aren't we all under the weather? Almost all of us. There's a few people on the space station. They're above the weather. But then they have a climate-controlled environment. So, but I'm feeling under the weather in the bad way. Don't worry, though. Don't worry. It's not contagious. If it were contagious, I would not be here right now. Not because I'm afraid of giving it to you. No, it's because my wife, Amona Roll, would have killed my ass for giving it to her. So if it were contagious, I wouldn't be here. Now, earlier in the week, I went to see my doctor. And this is going to explain how come I almost didn't make it this morning. Earlier this week, I went to see my doctor. And my doctor, in doing her job, asked me a series of questions about my symptoms. And one of the questions she asked me was, do you have diarrhea? And I said, no, I do not have diarrhea. And then she went on, based on my symptoms, to prescribe a pill for me to take early in the morning when I wake up. And I took that pill today and on Saturday and on Friday, which would have been the first day for which I could take that pill because I did not have it until Thursday evening. I think my doctor and I had a miscommunication because when she asked me if I had diarrhea and I told her no, I did not know that she was going to give it to me because I didn't have it in the form of that little pill. I did not know. And maybe we should have been a little bit more clear about why she wanted to know if I had diarrhea. And my answer was no, because I did not know. I didn't know it was an option. I should have said, no, I do not have diarrhea. And no, I do not want diarrhea. Give me a different pill. Had I known that's what the pill was going to do, I would have made my answer a little bit more concise and a lot more clearer. Unlike my stool sample, a lot clearer. I almost didn't make it this morning, is what I'm saying. And there's a possibility I may not make it to the end of the show. We'll find out. We'll both be surprised together. Yes, indeed. Mm-hmm. And thank God we don't have a sound. Damn it. I was about to say, thank God we don't have a sound effect for that. I was this close. You played the tape back. You're going to see I'm saying, thank God. And Lord have mercy. So, what is this here? Oh, yeah. I have, I want to, I'll tell you what, I'll save that for later. If I have time, I'll come back to this because I want to, no, I'm going to do this first. I'll do this first. Okay, I'll do this now. No. Yeah, I think I got it. Okay. This is the time of year that this is tax season as well as daylight saving time, and you just lost an hour to prepare your taxes. If you are the kind of person who like to procrastinate, you just lost an hour of procrastination. Good prime procrastination time gone, just like that. You may need help with your taxes now because you lost that hour. So please feel free to bring your taxes into us at the Church of Last Resort and let us pray on them for you or with you, but for you. And unlike HR Block, HNR Block, and TurboTax, we don't pray on you that way. We pray on you in the good way. So bring your taxes into the Church of Last Resort, and what the hell? What have you got to lose? So, having said that, I want to get down to the nitty gritty and talk about the daylight saving time thing that we are so caught up in right now. It's affecting everybody. And here's the deal. Daylight saving time is God's fault. I know God did not create it, but God created the need for it. You see what I'm saying? They say necessity is the mother of invention. That's right. Or needing something you don't have is a motherfucker, which is why necessity is the mother of invention, but stolen ideas is the father of many a lawsuit. That's right. So, because of God's, and I'm going to say this straight up, because one day he or she or they, because in my book, technically, according to my philosophy, it's a they. It's not a he or a she. It's a they, and we can discuss it in the good book. What does the good book have to say about it? The good book said, it's a they. That's right. Explain to them why it's a they. Because in the good book, it says Elohim, okay? And Elohim is a plural, which means gods, okay? And it's male. The form Elohim is a male and female word, okay? So it's a male and female they. Thank you, good book. Thank you. I don't get a chance to talk to the people very often anymore. It's okay. You'll be back because we're going to discuss something else probably. All right? All right. You know, back in the day when I was a kid, I would have said, Sarai, and the book would have said, Sarai. See? But most of you wouldn't even know what I was talking about. Sarai. You'd have to have Nick at Night or WeTV or some MeTV or something way off the book channel to understand what that reference is. That's okay. If you're wondering, I'm going to explain something to you. I can usually check my chats here, and I don't see them here because I don't know where they went. I can't find them on my phone. I want to, and if you just indulge me a second, because I would feel better if I could see my chats. And being the kind of person I am, let's do that. And Lord have mercy, where is it? It should be, see, right now, this should be live somewhere in my bookies here, and I don't see it. I can't find my program here. I don't know. I can't find it. I'm just praying to God that you see it. I don't see it right there. I don't know if I fucked up or not. I just can't find it on my phone. I saw it saying upcoming, but now I don't see it, and I can't see my chat. I'll worry about it later. And I just pray to God that you're seeing it live, and it's just my fuck up on my phone. But I won't be able to see your chats. That's my fault, and I apologize now. So where was I? I was blaming God. Here's the deal. Daylight saving time is a something that God overlooked. I would like to think overlooked, or the consequences of daylight saving time, something God overlooked. See, daylight saving time is right up there with the platypus, male nipples, and what's on the other side of your belly button. That's right. But see, when you were, let me show you. Let me just show you real quick. And it won't take long. It won't take too much time. I'm going to, all right, for the sake of argument, let us use, we're not going to use my model of God because my model of God is a little bit more complicated. We're going to use the Saint Terry Gilliam version of God right here from the Holy Grail. That is going to be the God that we use. Now, oh, that's red. Don't want the red. It looks bad. Let's try the black. I'm going to get another one of these because all I'm using is the black marker. And I tell you what, I'm going to use the red because I'm saving the black. I'm using the red marker, and if this is bothering you and you can't see the red, it just said. All right. So if let's say this is a person, that's a belly right there. That's a belly, and this is an ass. Okay. So let's make this. Let's make this. Let's get rid of that. Let's give them a big old ass like that. Okay. And those are legs. Okay. Inside the belly is like a thing that looks like a fish in the beginning, and it looks it probably looks a lot like that. As a matter of fact, it probably looks exactly like that. It probably looks exactly like that. You can just take your screen and do this. All right. Now the baby is like this, and it's being fed by the mother through what's called an umbilical cord. That red thing there is the umbilical cord. It's not a penis because the baby doesn't have a gender yet. It's still not a he or a she. It's a they or them or neither. The point is, it has an umbilical cord. Once the baby is born, and now we're going to get a little bit more particular because the baby is going to get to look a lot like its mother. Right there. Here we go. This is the baby here. And there we go. And looky here. It's a boy. Yeah. What do you know? It's a boy. Right about here, they cut off the umbilical cord right about there, right real close to the stomach. See, and they take this part of the umbilical cord, and it winds up in the lunchroom, maybe, or maybe I don't know, keeps it as a trophy. Says, "Look here, I delivered another baby," and he gets it stuffed and he hangs it on the wall. I don't know what they do with the old umbilical cords. In the wild, the mother eats it, and as well as the placenta. The mother eats all that stuff so that it does not attract prey. Uh, like people collecting bills. So in the wild, they eat it. We don't eat it. Most of us don't eat it. There is a small percentage of people who eat their own placentas and umbilical cords because they feel like they're getting close to nature. I feel like they're getting close to out of their fucking mind. But that's if that's what you do and it makes you feel better and feel closer to your child and make you take care of it, eat away. Eat away. But either way, you have this thing right here called a belly button or a navel. And the belly button, whether it's an innie or an outie, it doesn't matter. You have it right here. All of us have one. Unless you had it removed. Because there are people who do stupid shit, like add horns. I'm sorry if you're one of those people that added horns and you say, you just called me stupid. Yes. But not for the reason I'm not calling you stupid like you don't have intelligence. I'm saying, what the fuck? But that's beside the point. But there are people who have changed their bodies for whatever reason and they get rid of the belly button. Okay. But on the other side of that, it's like, what's it doing now? Because it used to feed me. There used to be a navel. There used to be an umbilical cord that went right there, right on up to the stomach, and all the food came in and all the nourishment, and it went into the body right through there. So it had like a distribution center. Right on the other side of that, on the other side of the navel, when you were in the womb, there was a distribution center so that all the nourishment could go throughout the body. Where did that distribution center go? I'm just saying, where is it? I asked my doctor that once when I was in my, yes. I apologize. This is my, see that? It says my sensor has expired. I have the diabetes. Not the bad diabetes. I have the good diabetes where I'm not taking any drugs. I can control it with diet and exercise. Okay, let's just say diet for sake of argument. And I'm working on the exercise part. So you may hear another alarm shortly saying I need to change it, but I can't change it while I'm on the air. I could, but then you would see my it's not so bad now. I was gonna say my man tits aren't so bad now because since I've been under the weather, I've lost 10, 11 pounds. So I'm getting the body I want, just not the way I want it. Well, in a way, I didn't want to have to exercise, and I haven't been exercising, and I'm losing the weight. So in a way, I'm getting what I want. I just didn't know it was going to cost me the diarrheas and stuff. Didn't know. But here we go. So I'm saying, I asked my doctor, where did the distribution center go? Where is it now? I don't need it anymore. And you know what the doctor said? I don't know. There you go. That's right. So So that's the question about forget the distribution center about the umbilical cord. And, we don't need to know what it's doing now. We can figure that out later. All right. The point is, and there's a point somewhere in here, because we're talking about daylight saving time. Sorry, I just slipped up. We're talking about daylight saving time, which has no point, and we're going to get to that point. When I was a young child, when things went cattywampus, and for those of you who are not familiar with the term cattywampus, you may substitute foobar. Okay? I would go to my mother and I would ask why things are so messed up. And my mother would say, jelly? All right, here we go. I won't need the board for this. I won't need the board for this. My mother never called me jelly. She never called me jelly. And in case you haven't figured it out, my real name isn't Jelly Roll. Yeah, in case you, it's Jacob Lee Roll. That's my real name. That's what my mother named me. It got shortened to J. Lee Roll because my father was also a Jacob Lee Roll. So not to get us confused, my mother called me J. Lee. And because my father, they called him Jacob Lee. Now my younger brother, Sloyer, Roll, had a speech impediment. And thus he had trouble saying J. Lee, and it became Jelly. Now you know. And in 1998, I changed my name legally to Jelly in 1998. So my mother never called me Jelly. She called me a bunch of things. Jelly was not one of them. Now you know the truth about my name. And I'm sticking to it. So, where was I? All right, got it. My mother would say, Jelly, the Lord doesn't give you more than you can handle. And I would say, Mama, I think the Lord has me confused with someone else. And now that you know the truth behind my name, can you blame him, her, they? I don't know. I may have confused the Lord, and I could be the problem with my problems. I may have created the problems that I'm having because the Lord wants to give me my appropriate amount of issues, but because the Lord is confused by my name, maybe it's my fault. I think they need a better system instead of going by names, because names are duplicated. That's what I'm saying. They could have, something like Social Security with a lot more numbers so that, maybe God wasn't, Lord have mercy. That even scared me, and I knew that was coming. Let me move that. Now, maybe God should have thought about a better way of doing this. But apparently God does not think that far ahead. Or God has no sense of time and doesn't know what ahead means. So this I can't, like I said, maybe it's my fault. No, I can't. Who knows? Okay, so my mother said God doesn't give you more than you can handle. And I would say to my mother, maybe God's got me confused with someone else. But had I thought about it, when my mother said to me, God does not give you more than you can handle, my answer today would be daylight saving time. That would be my answer. Now, this is going to fuck up some people's minds here because, first of all, according to the Department of Transportation, and they are the ones who oversee all of the nation's time zones. There are 2 states and 5 territories that do not observe daylight saving time. You're saying, what? That's right. 2 states and 5 territories. Arizona does not observe daylight saving time, with the exception of the Navajo Nation. That's right. So if you're in Arizona and you're driving along, and let's say it is, I don't know, let's see, right now you're driving through Arizona and it is 6:30 a.m. And all of a sudden, you're running late for work. And you go, shit, I need another hour. Just pull into the Navajo Nation. Boom, it's 5:30. Now you got another hour to get to work. And as long as you work in the Navajo Nation, you're fine. But if you get back off the Navajo Nation, you're going to be later than you thought you were going to be when you went. Now, if you're in Hawaii, they also do not observe daylight saving time. Neither does American Samoa, Guam, Northern Mariana Islands, Puerto Rico, the Hudson Ocean, and the U.S. Virgin Islands. And I don't know how many virgins are left on the island, but that's for another day. Doesn't matter. They don't celebrate daylight saving time. They don't, I'm saying celebrate. We don't celebrate it either. We observe it. And when I say observe, like we just watch another hour just go where the fuck it goes. So now according to the Pew, according to the Pew research, and by Pew research, I don't mean I walked around the church and asked my parishioners. By Pew, I mean the actual firm, the Pew Research Center. According to them, most of the countries, only about a third of the world observes daylight saving time. Okay, 1/3 of the world, with 100% of the world being screwed over by it. Most of the countries that observe it are in Europe. It kind of makes sense. I'm not going to make this a race thing. I'm just saying, some parts of Latin America and the Caribbean observe it. And in Africa, Egypt is the only nation, as of the time of my research this morning, that uses daylight saving time. Egypt, which is enough to kick them right on out of the nation. That's enough to take away their black card. But here's the deal. And we're going to get into the nuts and bolts of how and why God fucked up. Yeah, I'm saying God fucked up. And somebody's going to get upset because I'm about to erase not one, but 2 babies. So, look at that. Daylight savings time, we lost an hour and 2 babies. Oh, well. Oops. So, here's the deal. The reason we have, I'm going to say, we don't have to have daylight saving times, even with the fuck up that I'm about to show you. All right? But let's say you're God and you're looking down upon our solar system. So this is the sun. So that's the wrong sun. Some people say, that's not Jesus. No, I don't mean that sun. I mean the little ball of light in the middle of our solar system right here. And that also could be a virus. Okay, but anyway, that's a sun, a star. That's the star, our sun, in the middle of our solar system. Okay, if God were smart and could draw, there would be our orbit would be a perfect little circle. But the reason why is not, see, even that's not a perfect little circle. But in order for us to not have daylight saving time, our orbit, let's do this. Boom. Our orbit would have to be a perfect little circle. Damn it. You know something? I had a cup and I couldn't do that. So maybe it's not God's fault because God didn't even have a cup. They weren't invented yet. The cups weren't invented until the fourth day. You can look that up in the good book. So, in order for us to have not have the daylight saving time, we'd have to have like a perfect circle going around the sun. But that's not what happened. We have this, okay? And instead of 300, we could have, instead of 365 days, we actually have 365.24219 days. And we just rounded off to 24.2 days, which we also wound up to 0.25 days. They rounded up to a quarter day, all right? It's not exactly a quarter day. It's actually 0.2422 days. Two days. And that quarter of a day, every 4 years becomes one whole day. And so instead of 365, we get 366 days, okay? Every 4 years. It wouldn't have happened if God could have made this, let's say, trimmed it off like right there, okay? Could have just got rid of this right there. That instead of us going all the way out there, we didn't need to go out there. What's out there? Nothing but space. No, we could have just gone around here and then gone all the way out there. We would have trimmed off a quarter of a day by going right in there, right through there. And when we'd only have 365 days, all right? Plain and simple. That's all I'm asking. Why? Why didn't God do that? Okay, could have just trimmed, and we'd be saving gas mileage. We wouldn't be having all of that to go through, and also we're tilted like that. We're tilted on an axis. That's beside the point. So God did that, okay? Now our solution is to fix it once every 4 years. There are some religions that every so often just add another fucking month. All right. So it's not just us. Everybody deals with it differently. And then the people who don't deal with it at all, let's say you live in, because there's some places like, I'm going to show you, like, you can live in one state and actually work in another, just by driving over the border. I know, it's crazy. But let's say you live in a state that does not have daylight savings time, but you live in a state that does have daylight savings time, and you border Arizona and you drive into Arizona that does not have daylight saving time, okay? The people in Arizona with whom you work, who don't have to adjust their clock, they are affected by the fact that you may or may not, I hate that sentence, because if I say you may, then you also may not. Or if I say you may not, there's a possibility that you may. You don't need both words in that sentence. It's a waste of words. And save may for 2 months from now when you're going to need it, that extra may. But you may not show up on time, which means everybody else is fucked up because they're waiting on you, okay? And the whole same thing with the world economy. We have people on the phone, let's say in New York, and they may have to do a stock exchange. And guess what? They may have to call Taiwan, who does not, they don't look at the daylight saving time. You now lost an hour. I don't know if you lost any money because I don't know how that works. But the thing is, people all around the world are affected by our little fuck up. Okay, our little fuck up, and all it would take is there's a bill that's probably been sitting in committee since 2022. Uh, what's it called? I can't remember what it's called. It's probably called, I think it's called Saving Sunshine Act or something like that. Saving Sunshine. You can look it up. It was sponsored by, and I'm doing this from memory. And if I remember correctly, it was sponsored by Marco Rubio and I think Vern Buchanan from Florida. Again, this is off of memory. If I'm wrong, you can let me know, and I'll thank you for it. And that's it. I won't give you anything else other than thank you, because I'd rather be corrected than to give out false information and have you believe it. So that's it. So, but there was a bill like in 2022, and honest to God, I believed with all of my heart that somehow it became a law, that somehow it got past Congress, the House, and that Biden signed it. And I really believed it. I really thought Biden had signed it into law. And I'm not the only one. I know a bunch of people who thought it actually was a law, and we kept waiting for it to kick in. It's like, so when is it then? Why are we still doing daylight saving time? When? And it's apparently, I'm learning last night and trying to find out which countries or which states do daylight saving time. That bill never left committee. It's still like comes up in committee. Like it'll come up in committee again today if they didn't sleep through it again. Why don't they can just fix it? This is something that they can fix without raising taxes. There's no how do the conservatives say, there's I think they call it a pay for. Like something that costs you money, but they're not going to pass the bill unless they can pay for the bill. Nothing we just don't have to do anything. We just don't do it. It just means that for 3 months we're in the darkness a little bit longer. You know how long we've been in the dark? We've been in the dark for a very long time. It's the way things work. You keep half the people in the dark. So, and we'll have just 3 more hours or 3 more months of people being in the dark. Big fucking whoop is what I'm saying. It's crazy. It's crazy. Now, for those of you going, Reverend, why are you so passionate about this? It's just daylight saving time. No, it's not just daylight saving time. This is a catastrophe that happens every year at this time. But this is what happens. First, people lose an hour of sleep. I lost an hour of sleep. You lost an hour of sleep, unless you're watching me from some place where they don't observe it, like my Navajo people, and assalamu alaikum if you're Navajo, and you didn't lose that hour. Bless you. You're one of the smart ones. So, my collar. No, wait a minute. I just screwed that up. Arizona does not do it. The Navajo Nation does do it. So, assalamu alaikum anyway. Now, so my Navajo friends and the rest of the country, we lost an hour of sleep, okay? So, and it just doesn't happen affected today. We're going to be fixing this in our body for the next week or so. So there are going to be people falling asleep at traffic lights, falling asleep at their desks, more than usual. I'm not saying that it doesn't happen now. I'm saying it's going to be more than usual. People just being groggy because they're trying to find that hour that they've missed. It happens every time. If you look at the tatitic, as my professor in college used to say, Dr. Chen, he would say tatitic. And I used to love saying I really like Dr. Chen. He was a really good man, which is why to this day, out of affection, I still say tatitic, just as he said it, because I practice the same numbers he practiced. For some reason, the numbers in China, or at least where he learned to teach tatitic, the same numbers I use. So I I just really liked the man. He was a really good man, and he didn't mind the fact that I would tell jokes in class as long as I could make them about statistics. So he didn't get all bent up out of shape if I made a statistic joke or a root mean square joke or any of those things. He as long as I could make it relevant to the class, and he could get back on point within 10 seconds or so, he didn't mind. I love that man, Dr. Chen. Wherever you are, bless you. So, statistically, accidents go up. That's the main thing, accidents. But all kinds of craziness happens now. Things get worse for us during this time. And it happens in the reverse as well. When we fall forward, or when we fall back, right? Spring forward, fall back. That's how they want us to remember it. This is the spring, we spring forward. That's how they want us to remember that shit. They don't want us to remember spring forward, my ass, you're going to fall asleep, you're going to have accidents. And this is why I am so determined to get rid of daylight saving time. And if you are with me, honestly, if you're with me, find out who your representatives are. Call those motherfuckers. I don't mean don't write them. Call them. Get on the phone, call their offices and say, please, for God's sake, if there's nothing else you do, if you don't take care of, okay, voting rights is important, and we need to have voting rights for everybody. We need to have equal protection under the law for everybody. Okay, we need so much stuff done by the Congress, but first, can you just get rid of daylight saving time? Because that's the one that's not going to cost any money. And that's the one that almost everybody in the country is with you, okay? And it's not like universal background checks, where almost everybody in the country is for universal background checks. But the lobbyists are saying, but if you do that, we're going to lose money. The gun manufacturers are going to lose money. Nobody's going to lose money now. Back in the day, yeah, when they did this, we were burning our lamps on whale fat or something like that. We don't use whale fat to run lights anymore, or candle wax. No, we flip on switches. We have headlights on our cars, okay? We have lights on our phones. We have the things that put on your head that have lights. Not headlights, not lights, not the headlights, the headlights, and not the ones on your car. I mean the ones that you can put on your head. I have some of those so that when I'm working in the dark, my hands can be free. That way I don't have to hold the magazine and a flashlight. I can just put the light right there. And so I can, but those lights, the headlights, those headlamps, sorry, let's call them headlamps, okay? Headlights are on your car, and these would be headlamps. Okay, even though the car does not have a head, why are they called headlights? Why don't they just call grill lights or something? I don't know. I didn't make the car, and I can't blame God for that. It was somebody else who made the cars and decided to call them headlights. All right, I'm sorry. I may have gotten a little distracted, and I know you're not used to me getting distracted. You're used to me being so concise and so on the point. The thing is, I can't do this alone. Twice a year, I complain about this. Twice a year, I call my congressman, even though it changes. My congressman keeps changing, sometimes without me even voting. Sometimes it changes because they redistrict it, and next thing you know, I'm in a different district. That's for another time. What I'm saying is, everybody, wherever you are in the world, call somebody that can do something about this shit, okay? Save lives, all right? I'm not talking about abortion clinics. We can deal with that later. I'm talking about real practical life saving. Okay, I'm talking about stopping people from crashing their cars. I'm talking about stopping surgeons from falling asleep doing surgery because they are doing the surgery. They got the thing out and they're doing the surgery thing. And oh, this is the wrong surgery. Yeah, I think. Yeah. I think this is for. See, this is a universal surgery tool. If you use it for this, it's an exploratory tool. And if you put a little hook on it, it's for abortions. And then you're okay. So, but let's not do an abortion. Let's keep it straight. Surgeons are just falling asleep because they don't have enough rest. Or let's say the surgeon is fully awake because they're in Arizona and they didn't change it. But their Navajo assistant, their Navajo Nation nurse, I like alliteration, the Navajo Nation nurse did lose an hour. And so she's like, Assalamu alaikum. So every single person, we just got to get rid of it. Except I can't do it alone. I've been trying. I've been writing letters. I've been doing comedy sketches, and to try to bring it to people's minds. And I know I'm not the only one who feels this way. I know I'm not the only one who is driven fucking crazy by daylight saving time. I know I'm not the only one. I hear people talk about it. The ones that are still awake, I hear them talk about it. For the next week, I'll hear them talk about it. But we got to do something about it. We got to stop talking. It's time we act, okay? So, yes, I want you to help me fix other things wrong with the world. I want you to help me get rid of injustice. I want you to help me to get rid of inequality. I want you to help me to get rid of the dirty air and pollution. I want you to help me clean things up and make things better for our children, okay? Our children and our children's children and the frozen embryos that they think are children. Let's make the world better for everybody. My God, my God, can we do something about daylight saving time? My God, can we fix the thing that God broke in the beginning? We can do it. We can get together and we can just fix. I say we can fix this. We can fix God's fuck up. We can fix the thing that God didn't think to fix in the beginning.
Hell no!
Oh, can I get a fuck yeah?
Fuck yeah!
And some air, because I didn't know that was. Oh damn! Oh Lord, we gotta get together, and we gotta get this.
Congratulations!
We gotta make this right for our country. We gotta make this right for our world. We gotta stop this insanity. We have to stop the daylight saving time. We have to put things right for a change. And stop springing forward and stop falling back. And we just need to get together. That's what I'm saying. Oh, Lord have mercy. Whew. Now, I want to also take this moment to good. Lord have mercy. We can do this. We can do this. And I'm counting on you. Okay? I'm counting on you to help me out. And if you help me with this, the Church of Last Resort will help you with your betting issues. That's right. For those of you who did not give up betting for Lent, it's now time for you to bless your sweet bet service. Our bless your sweet bet service. Whatever it is that you're betting on, bring your bets to the Church of Last Resort and let us bless your bets. Okay? And we will help triple your earnings. So if you, let's say you're betting on, let's say you're betting 1,001 odds that Congress is not going to fix daylight saving time. We will triple that, okay? And we will make that 3,000 to 3 odds that they will not fix daylight saving time. So and we'll only do it for a small portion of your winnings. All right. So bring your bets to the Church of Last Resort and triple your output. What are the odds that the Congress is going to fix their daylight saving time thing? I have no idea. But they're not going to do it unless you make them do it. They're not going to do it unless you call them. They're not going to do it unless... That's right. Call your congressman. You hear that sound? Oh, sorry, over here. You hear that sound? That's the sound of opportunity. That's the sound of progress, real progress, okay? Where we went from whale fat to candles to light bulbs to whatever we got now, LED light bulbs, okay? See, you know what I like about this? People who watch the State of the Union, they kept focusing on how the president was yelling. And then but they forgot that once in a while, the president would stop yelling, lean in and whisper, because this part was important. He wanted everyone to, sorry, my stand is, if I lean on it, it's adjustable. It has adjustable heights. See, like this. See, now you see it. No, you don't see it. You can't see it. But that's beside the point. I'm going to go back to whispering because this is very important. We need to get together and call whoever we need to call to get them to fix this shit. Lives are depending on it. Once we fix this, then we can go back to fighting over all the other shit that we fight over. But let's fix this first. Let's fix it this week while we're thinking about it, before we forget. Because in a week, we will have gotten used to it, like all the other bad shit that we've gotten used to. We'll say, oh, we've gotten used to pollution. We'll just get used to drink the way it smells in New Jersey or Spring Grove, PA, and that town stinks. It was a fucking paper mill. And every time I drive through Spring Grove, Pennsylvania, I'm reminded how much it stinks. But the people who live there are used to it. And they don't know it doesn't stink until they leave Spring Grove. But they probably don't, because they probably all work at the paper mill. That's what I'm saying. Let's fix it before we get used to it. Stop getting used to shit that hurts us. Stop getting used to pollution. Stop getting used to injustice. Stop getting used to having your rights taken away from you. Stop getting used to them having the same size bag but less food in it, and you think you're paying the same amount of money, but you're not. The money is the same, but the food is less, so you're paying more, but you're not. But you got used to it. That's what I'm saying. Let's stop getting used to things that we shouldn't get used to, and let's get used to fixing the things that we shouldn't get used to fixing. Wait a minute. Shit. You understand what I'm saying? I know you know what I'm saying. You're used to how I talk. You're used to it. You know what I'm saying? So, with these last minute and a half, 2 minutes, whatever it is I have left, I want to thank you all. Thank you all for giving me, those of you who got off your ass and set your clocks and made it here on time. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It means a lot to me, even though I can't see you today. I don't know how many, I can't see it. I can't see you today, and I'll figure it out. But thank you for being with me. And please, whoever you are, wherever you are, wherever you are, help me fix this week. Call those motherfuckers wherever they are, in Congress, in perpetuity. Call them today and tomorrow and the next day, and don't let them fuck us over another year or another 6 months. Let's get this shit straight because people are dying over it, okay? More people die from daylight saving time than cancer and gun violence and abortions combined, according to the numbers I just made up. So, on behalf of the Church of Last Resort and the entire Rolle family, my wife Amona, my kids Cinnamon and Jelly Jr., our cat Tootsie, our dog Stop Dropping, I wish you safe travels, and I hope you will join us next week at 9 a.m. Eastern Orthodox Time on the Mind Dog TV and the Dr. Jelly Roll YouTube page and wherever else. Everywhere else our word is heard. Please join us. So, in the name of, right-handed, George Carlin, Robin Williams, and Richard Pryor, can I get a fuck yeah?
Fuck yeah!